Hello and welcome to my channel. I have here the WW1 Male Tank Mark 1 from Airfix, and this was the very first tank ever made. So on the back of the box we have the paint scheme, and this is 1 in 76 scale, and they've classified it as a level 2 kit, which is fairly easy. And so it's time to open up the box and check it out for ourselves. And at first glance there's only a set of instructions and a sealed bag, so I'm going to open everything up and check out the instructions first. They are only 4 pages long, and only 2 of them feature the assembly instructions, so that implies it should be a straightforward build. And then we have 2 small screws, a set of rubber tracks and 1 single decal. And on that note, it's time to start snipping and assembling. And the first thing we're going to do is one of the side turrets. The first step is composed of 4 parts. There's a pair of braces which go on either side, and this allows the turret to move. With that put to one side, we have a door and a door frame to glue together, and those are glued onto the side of the turret housing. And now the pre-assembled cannon can be slotted into the opening. There is a top and bottom bracket to secure that into place. If done right, the cannon can still swivel from side to side, although that's not essential. I then repeat the same process for the opposite side, and now for the sides of the tank. There's an inner and outer wall which need gluing together, and you can see the groove where the track is supposed to go. Naturally, I repeat the same process for the other side, and the big hole is where you glue the turrets onto. That's page 1 of 2 completed. And now to work on the main body of the tank, starting with the underside, which is glued to the inside of the left tracks. The rear panel needs a rod attaching to it before it goes onto the tank. There's inside grooves for everything to butt up against, and these will help keep everything lined up. The top section needs a hatch and a rail attaching to it, and once again everything nicely slots into place. Now that can be added to the tank. There's only a couple more pieces to add at the front now. If anything's out of alignment, this is where it'll show up. So it's best to put both these pieces in before the glue has a chance to set. That way you've got a little bit of wiggle room. And then the cherry on top is a little hatch. This can now be put to one side while we work on the carriage. We have 4 of these identical rails to put on, and they essentially double up against those that's already in place. Next, I take the sled and attach a little pulley in the middle, and that's followed by a rectangle plate which lies on top. We have 2 pairs of carriage wheels to assemble, and they both come in 2 halves, and then those can be slotted on the rear axle. They're supposed to be secured in place with a little end cap, but unfortunately my kit only came with 1, so I decided to leave them off altogether, as I doubt most people will notice. Now there are a pair of brackets to go on either side of the carriage, and these are designed to attach to the tank. The piece we made earlier can now be attached to the front. There are a couple of ways to attach the carriage to the tank, and none of them are straightforward. So I decided to attach the other half first, and as you can see, the carriage is now too wide to fit. So I decided to cut off a few bits we didn't need and to glue it in place. The tracks I will put on once it's painted. So the next step is to get this primed. For the base colour I'm going to paint it beige. When you look at the example picture, you can work out which colour was put down first, which means the green camouflage goes down next, followed by the brown. Each colour looks like it covers about a third of the vehicle, so that's something to bear in mind. There are plenty of tiny details which are impossible to paint, so this is where a panel liner comes in useful. We can't forget the single decal. The first task is just getting it onto the model, and then it's just a matter of lining it up. It reads HMLS Dragonfly. Now we can finally add the tracks. These are rubber, so there's a little bit of flex to them. Using super glue, I attach it in stages. This way I can stretch it or let it go slack to ensure perfect fit. Naturally the tracks should be dirty, so I mixed up some weathering powder with some water and slapped it all over it. Since mud doesn't stay one consistent colour, I mix the colours up as well. I also dirty up any areas which have contact with the ground, and once it's had a chance to dry, I spray it with a matte sealer and call it done. And there we have it. This was the first tracked armoured fighting vehicle to go into production. It was built and tested in the winter of 1915 to 1916. This particular model is based on the example on display in the Tank Museum at Bovington in Dorset. Unfortunately, due to the inexperience of the crew and the difficult terrain, this wasn't a great success. But they had to start somewhere. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.